Today, I'm introducing my first bill as a United States Senator, the Jacob Sexton Military Suicide Prevention Act of 2013. One of the things that this whole panel has been working on, but that I have passionately tried to dig into, has been suicide prevention for our military. And we have programs in place. And I was wondering what oversight you intend to provide on the suicide prevention programs we have in place. The most recent Department of Defense suicide report found we lost 522 service members to suicide in 2012. When we look at the mental health screening that's going on and the challenges that we face in that area, do you think there's a way to try to have more mental health screening tools and associated with the periodic health assessment that goes on every year? I named this bill after a member of the Indiana National Guard, Jacob Sexton, a native of farmland, Indiana, who tragically took his life in 2009 while home on a 15-day leave from Afghanistan. And as you walk in the last year, 45 Marines we lost to suicide. I think this is a critical issue. I hope you do. And I was wondering, your intention to work with your team to try to make a difference here. We continue to need to do a better job of assessing the mental well-being of our service members every year for every service member, regardless of whether deployed or not. In regards to your initiatives in suicide prevention or trying to assist in mental health challenges that folks have, what initiatives have you found that have been the most helpful in trying to deal with these issues? My hope is we can help men and women like Jacob who are struggling with mental health issues to get them the help they need before they resort to taking their own life. The last thing we want to see is somebody who is struggling be hesitant to seek help because they're worried about will people start to look at me sideways because of this, when my feeling is if they're struggling and they go seek help, that's a positive thing as opposed to any type of black mark on their career.
Senator, I share your view that this is a terrible problem, and it's a very perplexing problem. I think that the Department of Defense has been putting a lot of energy in the last several years.
The problem we've got with this terrible illness that results in this kind of behavior, as you know, is it can spike on you unexpectedly. We are in the middle of a spike like that right now.
Suicide continues to be a problem, and even last year when our numbers were slightly better, we still had a downward turn in Guard and Reserve.
We believe there are more things we can do to identify problems in the more discrete stages of their development, try to get soldiers added help where under our current toolkit it may not be so obvious.
The mental health assessment idea that you just put forth, which is being done elsewhere in the military, that's something that we ought to at least consider to beef up our program.
I think it's fair to say that at the beginning of the war, our understanding of mental health was rudimentary at best. And over the past decade, we've learned quite a bit. But we'll do all we can to ensure that we have leadership that recognizes the warning signs of suicide. We'll make sure that we have proper medical care available when those warning signs are identified, that the leadership gets Marines to proper help, and we'll continue to work at what is in effect a scourge.
The Sexton Act is a good start to address the pressing issue of military suicide. This legislation helps save lives, helps save soldiers' lives. So let's pass the NDAA, and with it, the Jacob Sexton Act, to show our service men and women that we're all in on supporting them the same way they support us.